Welcome back to another episode of Love, Lies, and Alibis, a Melanin Mystery spinoff, where love gets people caught up, lies get people locked up, and the alibis, well, baby, they almost never make sense. So I need you to grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get into this mess. So today we're going to talk about risking it all for a man who can't even leave. Who would have thought? Now, let's get into it. Can somebody please explain to me what the hell going on inside these prisons? Because every couple months I'll open my phone and it's another damn CEO throwing their whole life in the trash over somebody who's doing a bid. At this point, prison orientation needs to start with one PowerPoint slide. It don't even need to be nothing fancy. No animation, no music, just one slide that says, girl, don't fuck the inmates. And then everybody clap, they sign paperwork, and then they go to work. Very easy, right? Because apparently we are not retaining this information. Now, Detective Lightskinn has been called to the scene on this one. The evidence board is out. The red string is stringing and the dry erase marker is fresh. The coffee been poured, and after reviewing the evidence, I have one question. Why? No, but seriously, why? Because let me tell you something. When I had a job, like when I was in the corporate world or whatever, and I had to get up every morning, drive my ass to work, clock in, put on my little uniform, swipe my badge, making my money so I could pay my bills, building my retirement, PTO, vacations. Why in the fuck am I about to risk all of this for a man who can't even leave the building? This man can't take me to brunch. I love brunch. Sir can't pull up, can't surprise me with an edible arrangement. Sir can't come over. Sir can't take me to Jamaica. Sir can't even DoorDash me some wings. Sir cannot leave the building. And somehow I'm the one who's going to risk my freedom. Y'all, the math just ain't mathing for me, okay? Now, the calculator, file for workers' comp. Now, hold on, because are y'all really in love? Like, I need to know, because then we gotta sneak around. We gotta whisper on burner phones like we 16 years old. Like, baby, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Hold on, the lieutenant walking by. Shh, girl. I'm grown. If I gotta hide behind a mop closet just to tell my man I miss him, baby, this relationship has already failed. And I'm not sneaking around talking on the phone with somebody who can't randomly FaceTime me from the couch. Matter of fact, if my man gotta say, baby, I'm gonna call you back because it's count time, I'm single, big single. The relationship got visiting hours, institutional rules. The relationship got more policies than Amazon. But let's talk about where I got this from today. So,
hello.
Look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
The Devil Wears Prada 2 is now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
We are digital, we are downloadable, we are streamable.
The fashion event of the year is certified fresh.
Pull yourself together, we have work to do.
Critics say it's smart and witty and the perfect sequel.
That's all.
Get runway ready for The Devil Wears Prada 2 on Disney Plus and Hulu. Rated PG-13.
Federal prosecutors allege that 27-year-old correctional officer Jordan Pensick carried on a months-long sexual relationship with an inmate at FCI Fort Dix. Yeah, that's where Diddy locked up at. Now, according to the court documents, investigators allege that there were multiple sexual encounters inside the prison. More than 100 explicit text messages, photos, and videos were recorded, and several inmates allegedly acted as lookouts. So Pensick has now been charged with sexual abuse of a person in federal custody and faces up to 15 years in federal prison if convicted. Now, leave my little legal disclaimer out there because these are allegations and she has not been convicted. Everybody deserves due process. Okay. Now, Detective Lightskinn would like to continue. Okay. Can we talk about this 15 years? Baby, you went from working at the federal prison to potentially living in the federal prison. That's not career advancement. That's a transfer in the wrong goddamn direction. Now, Detective Lightskinn has examined the evidence, consulted the ancestors, reviewed Indeed.com, checked LinkedIn, I prayed about it, and we have come to one scientific conclusion. Baby, the dick could not have possibly been that good. I'm just trying to understand the logistics here, okay? Because when y'all arguing who hangs up first, who blocking who first, you can't even pop up in my goddamn house and try and get down on one knee and be outside with your boombox outside my window trying to get me back. And if you can't do that, I don't want you. Because I forgot, you can't pull up nowhere, right? Okay. Because if I got to pass security, go through a metal detector in my pockets, get stamped on my hand, schedule my affection 3 weeks in advance, I think God is trying to tell me to date somebody else. Now, before somebody jumps in the comments, talk about baby love is love. It's not. Love ain't federal, but this is because under federal law, when you're a CO, people in your custody are off limits, period. It doesn't matter if you say you were in love or if it was consensual. The issue is the power. You have the badge, the keys, the authority. And that's why Congress made this a crime. So, no, the U.S. attorney does not care how many heart emojis y'all sent each other. They're looking at statutes, not soulmates. Now, let's talk about what really had me confused because in this economy, this one right here, rent high, eggs on recall, insurance is acting like organized crime, everybody trying to keep a job. And you know what folks need right now? They need their employment. They need their paycheck. And you know what makes employment considerably more difficult? Having a felony. Now, we know there's one particular orange man walking around here with 34 of them who still managed to land, something that used to be a highly respectable government job. But, apparently he got the deluxe package. The rest of us commoners, baby, HR sees that background check and suddenly the position has been filled. They like, thank you for your interest. Unfortunately, we've decided to move forward with another candidate. Bitch, the application been open for 11 minutes. Now I would be sitting here trying to explain. Imagine trying to sit here explain this to my auntie mama. Like, girl, I got a funny story. I got a federal felony date behind somebody I had to schedule a visitation to go see. She'd have been like, what? She'd be like, say that one more time. Okay, because this is the exchange that I'm trying to understand. Paycheck, federal benefits, health insurance, pension, freedom, the ability to leave work at the end of my shift. And she said, allegedly, nah, I'm finna risk it all. I can't find the motive, y'all. Can't find it. No, but now this is the part that really had me pushing away from my debts. Because when I first saw this story, I thought, well, damn, here we go again. Because why is this becoming a recurring headline? Why do we keep seeing COs risking everything over these inmates? Because this is not the first story, and I guarantee you it will not be the last. And that's when I kind of got to stop joking about it for like 37 seconds, because apparently there's something bigger going on here. Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I look and I judge. It's the Virgo in me. But I'm really curious for real, because according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, there were 8,628 allegations of staff sexual misconduct inside adult correctional facilities in the year 2020 alone. But let's be fair, these are allegations, not convictions, no proven cases, not guilty verdicts. But baby, 8,628, what in the cell block Casanova is going on? At some point, we got to stop acting like this is one isolated incident. Different states, different prisons, different officers, but same freaking headline every single time. Now, some experts say it's because of manipulation. Others say emotional vulnerability, burnout, loneliness, grooming, long hours, power dynamics. All of that may absolutely play a role. But y'all know Detective Lightskinn got another theory. Common sense clocked out early. That's all I got for you. But then I keep reminding myself that common sense is not common, because I'm just trying to understand the return on my investment, the risk versus the reward, because the reward ain't rewarding. Now, let's talk about these lookouts though, right? This is my favorite part of this foolishness. Ma'am, now the whole cell block knows your business. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Imagine walking into work and your boyfriend's coworker know you sleeping with him, except his coworkers are also in prison. And they're allegedly getting compensated to yell, "Code red, your husband's girlfriend's inmate's boyfriend supervisor is here." What the fuck? Okay, this relationship got more personnel than a Beyonce tour. What are you getting out of this arrangement that is worth the risk? Because I'm trying to understand the exchange rate. You have the outside life, you have the transportation, you have the paycheck, you have the freedom. You can go to Barnes & Noble if you're bored. This man has to ask somebody when he can move from one part of the building to the other. And somehow you are risking your freedom for him? Not just your freedom, but your paycheck, your stability. That is not love. That is a catastrophic failure of risk assessment. And let's go one step further, because allegedly, like I said, they had lookouts. Back on this lookout thing. This was not a relationship. This was organized operation. Y'all had surveillance, security, scheduling, shift changes, communication, backup personnel. The relationship had more moving parts than Ocean's 11. And let's not act like people weren't talking because, girl, you know everybody knew. The inmates knew. The officers probably suspected something or they knew too. The cameras were probably sitting there like, here we go again. But all jokes aside, there's another reason these stories matter because not every story involving a casino ends up with two people claiming they were in love. There have been some horrific cases of officers abusing their authorities. I would like to talk about those at one point because it happens so much. And I believe we have covered this in one of our cases. Michelle Pearson, I believe she was sexually assaulted and actually gave birth to one of the CEO's babies. So it's not okay. There was also the scandal at FCI Dublin in California. That prison became nationally known because multiple officers sexually abused an incarcerated woman. And it became so bad that the federal government eventually agreed to outside oversight. And that's not funny. It's not gossip. That is abuse. And that's exactly why these laws exist. The badge isn't just authority. It's responsibility. That's why PREA, the Prison Rape Elimination Act, treats sexual relationships between correctional staff and incarcerated people as staff sexual misconduct because power changes everything. That's why these cases are taken so seriously. So anyway, now, can we have one more conversation before I clock out? Because people throw around the phrase property, they're property of the state. Now, technically, that's not a legal term. People who are incarcerated are in custody of the state or federal government. But can we acknowledge something for 1 second? Isn't it wild as hell that in 2026, we're still having the same conversations where the government exercises that much control over another human being? I'm just saying, I don't like that property of the state. Like, why are we considered property? We're people. But, just saying, you need permission to move on, permission to leave, permission to visit, permission to make calls, permission for damn near breathing. But that's a whole nother conversation for a different day. And that's not what my episode is about, but it just crossed my mind. Now, I have reached this final conclusion. Let me get this straight. You had a husband, paycheck, federal benefits, health insurance, a pension, paid time off, freedom, a driver's license, the ability to go to brunch whenever you wanted, the ability to leave work when your shift ended, the ability to walk into the store because you needed toothpaste. And somehow you walked out spending $212. You had all of that. And allegedly you looked at it all and said, nah, I'd rather communicate through monitored phone calls, visitation schedules, prison mail, and allegedly risk a federal indictment. Baby, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not giving soulmate, twin flame. When you know, this is giving LinkedIn and locked up. A federal employee risking federal employment for a federally incarcerated man, and now allegedly facing federal charges. Now, everybody involved was federal, except the common sense. Now, if you are to excuse me, Detective Lightskinn is going to go home now because unlike some people, I like being able to leave the facility after my shift, aka my house. I'm going to go have a drink because I can do that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments because maybe, just maybe, I'm missing something. But until somebody explains this exchange rate to me, this case remains closed. So that was our Love, Lies, and Alibis this week. And this is also a sort of a sneak peek of what the Detective Lightskinn files, when I get them together, they are coming. And if you are on Spotify, these have all been in video. So people have been asking me for video. Slide on over to Spotify because it's there and I can't figure out how to do it on all the other platforms without taking myself through 13 hoops and hurdles. So if you want your Love, Lies, and Alibis on video and you want the Detective Lightskinn files when I get that all the way together, come on over to Spotify. It's fun over here. And y'all help with my little paycheck. So until next time, I'll catch y'all on Monday for another episode of Melanin Mysteries. And don't forget, hearts break, but alibis don't.
Ouch. This knee is killing me, but I can't stop training. The marathon is in 2 weeks.
Let's get on ZocDoc and find a doctor to take a look at that for you.
Okay.
Here's a review. Dr. Craddock really takes his time.
No, I don't have time.
What about Dr. Charles? His patients say he can help find a quick fix, and he's in network.
Great, now we're talking. Book it.
Booked. 1 mile down, 19 to go.
Bring it on.
You've got options. Download the ZocDoc app today.
I see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole fam.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.